I want you to.
The Armed Forces of the Philippines is looking into reports of a possible terrorist attack in the Southeast Asian region. Metro Manila will be shifting to an alert level 4 status on Thursday. The country's COVID-19 vaccination pace has been painfully slow, according to the World Health Organization. Comelec has started inspecting vote counting machines that will be used in the 2022 elections. And in music and entertainment, international pop sensation BTS teams up with the British rock group Coldplay for a new single. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Sean Yao. Straight to our top story, with the Foreign Ministry of Japan reportedly warning of a possible terrorist attack in 6 Southeast Asian nations, including the Philippines. We have with us AFP spokesperson Colonel Ramon Zagala over Zoom to discuss this further. Colonel, good evening. Thank you for joining us. Colonel Zagala, what do we know so far about this potential threat? And are you guys doing something to address this?
Well, first of all, this report came out from a news agency that said that Japan has a warning, terrorist warning attack to its citizens. But as of the moment, we have not received any official notification from Japan, nor our counterparts, security counterparts from Japan. And that we can only surmise that this may be a move by the Japanese government. But as of now, we have not received any report on the attack, allegedly.
All right. So in these cases, Colonel, would you be reaching out to the Foreign Ministry of Japan to confirm this? And also, how often do you get such reports like this, alleged terrorist threats, terrorist attacks? Is this, quote unquote, normal?
We take all reports on security matters, especially terrorism, seriously. As you know, terrorism is in our midst, and it is something that is a concern, not only for security forces, but for everyone, even our citizens. So right now, what we are doing is we are continuously gathering reports, although this report that the Japanese government released is not in our information yet. But we constantly validate reports, and we constantly talk to other agencies in order to validate reports. So this is a never-ending process until we get the right information so that we can properly take action.
Right. So earlier while we were chatting, you did point out that this report came out of a news agency. When it's something like this, would you consider it sort of like a kind of a valid source, or a source that is worth vetting, or whose information is worth vetting?
Of course, all reports that concern security matters, especially terror, we look into it and validate. And we will also be reaching out to other agencies about it. This is really a concern. Although right now our security threat level is moderate, such reports we will give importance also and look into it also.
All right, and just for peace of mind, I guess I need to ask this question, Colonel Zagala. If hypothetically such a threat did exist, can the Philippines handle it? Can the AFP handle it?
Yes, we'd like to ensure our citizens that our operations in the past is always towards securing everyone. What's important to us really is we have a peaceful environment, and all the efforts of the armed forces of the Philippines, together with the Philippine National Police, is to make sure that our environment and our society remains safe. And that's why we continuously do combat operations against terror groups, and we always are a step ahead of them. As you know, in the past, there are terror attacks, and most often we always get information on when and where it will happen. So for this one, in this case, we will do the same validation. I'd like to assure everyone that the armed forces and together with the Philippine National Police are on top of the situation.
Thank you so much for your time and for that assurance. AFP spokesperson, Colonel Ramon Zagala, thanks for joining us tonight, sir.
Thank you. Good evening.
And the government is confident that the unified granular lockdown system will be more effective. However, the World Health Organization has expressed caution amid another surge in COVID-19 cases. Greg Gregorio with that report.
The government will impose a 5-level alert system for quarantine starting September 16. The Health Department explains that the new scheme considers several factors. These include the rates of case transmission and healthcare utilization.
Using these metrics, we can delineate increases in utilization that is driven by increase in cases and will be the basis for classification to higher alert levels.
Alert Level 5 restrictions are similar to that of ECQ, where only essential movements are allowed, while only certain establishments are permitted to operate. Under Alert Level 4, by which Metro Manila will be placed on Thursday, non-essential movements are prohibited, but travel is allowed depending on local measures. Residents may also exercise outside, eat al fresco style, and avail of limited personal care services.
Ang atin pong argument ay pwedeng mahawa pero at least hindi po maging severe at critical. Yun po ang pangako ng vaccine sa atin lahat. Kaya sabi nga natin, we believe in the vaccine, we should believe in the vaccinated. So therefore, finally po na konsidera naman po yon na indoor pero napakaliit, 10%, pero pwede na rin po yun.
If your area is under Alert Level 3, expect more establishments to open at larger capacity. Some indoor tourist attractions, leisure activities, and religious gatherings will also be allowed. Under Alert Level 2, mobility is now allowed unless restricted by the LGU. Establishments, including cinemas, may also operate up to 50% capacity. Limited face-to-face classes and examinations will be permitted. And for Alert Level 1, mobility and full operation of establishments are allowed, except for areas to be declared under granular lockdowns.
Yung pong granular lockdown, last year ginagawa na po yun. It comes from the word grain, grano, butil. No, ang ginagawa po ng mga mayors, meron pong protocol yan. Kung isang bahay may infected, you have to isolate that household. Kung dalawang bahay, dalawang household. Kung condominium, isang kwarto, dalawang kwarto, it could be one floor. No? Wag po tayo mali dito. Itong alert level ay ibang klase ito. Ito'y tinetake as a whole ang buong city.
The World Health Organization warned that a new system must be implemented with caution.
We have significant population coverage within NCR. I believe it's about 60% now. We are not in a position where we can relax and experience a further worsening of this transmission level.
For News 5, Greg Gregorio, we are One News.
A World Health Organization official describes the Philippines vaccine rollout as painfully slow. As we just heard, Dr. Rabindra Abayasing has said that 3.6 million senior citizens have yet to receive their first dose. Villacing explained that protecting the most vulnerable is urgent as the country faces yet another surge in cases. The WHO country representative also promised the delivery of some 10 million more jabs through the COVAX facility.
We have made progress, but unfortunately the progress in the Philippines has been painfully slow. This is unfortunate, it is unsatisfactory.
And in other news, the Commission on Elections has started on the inspection and repair of machines that will be used in the upcoming 2022 polls. Pat Mangune has that story.
More than 97,000 vote counting machines or VCMs are undergoing maintenance at the warehouse of the Commission on Elections in Santa Rosa, Laguna. Experts from Smartmatic were contracted to do the inspection. They will determine the necessary repairs or refurbishments in the equipment until November.
Refurbishment, sila po yung nag-refurbish with siyempre in control pa rin yung Comelec as what we can see in our procedure galing sa Comelec papunta sa Smartmatic. And not only that, meron tayong representative of each station na nag-check po yung tinatawag natin hardware acceptance test. So yung kontrata nila is until November, dapat matapos nila lahat ng refurb yung ating 97,700 plus machines.
The VCMs are the same ones used in the 2016 and 2019 elections, but the Comelec hopes that the equipment will be used for the last time in 2022. Poll officials are hoping to use new and more advanced voting machines. So far, about 37,000 VCMs have been returned to good as new status, 5,000 of which underwent repairs due to defects. Comelec reiterates they have no budget to purchase new machines.
1 billion as compared to our proposal na sana magkaroon tayo ng bagong machine that cost us 12 billion. 12 billion yung hinihingi namin na budget, but then again, yung naibigay sa amin is less than that. So we are mas maganda, we will just refurbish it kasi hindi naman tayo magkakaproblema kasi our machine is good as new. Na ipabalik na isa, dalawa. So talagang sinisiguro natin on election day, all of the VCMs will work properly.
However, they are trying to source out funds for additional 10,000 VCMs worth 600 million pesos. This is to reduce the number of voters per designated machine from 1,000 to 800. This is also seen to prevent crowding in precincts given the threat of the COVID-19 pandemic. Precinct count optical scan or PCOS machines from the 2010 elections will also be disposed of. Meanwhile, Comelec has assured the public that the 7-hour glitch in 2019 will not happen again when transmission of unofficial results to the transparency server was hampered. In another issue, the Commission clarified that its contract with F2 Logistics doesn't cover the VCM warehouse. The contract is only limited to transportation of the machines and other election materials. For News 5, Patricia Mangune, we are One News.
All right, let's now take a quick look at other top stories today. The government is eyeing to expand the COVID-19 vaccine rollout to the general adult population by October once supply becomes stable. President Duterte says the poor will be prioritized once general vaccination kicks off. President Duterte wants all cabinet members to seek his approval first before attending any congressional inquiry. Duterte said he will not allow his officials to attend these hearings just to be harassed or berated. And British rock band Coldplay will be collaborating with international pop sensation BTS for a new single called My Universe. The much-awaited song is set to drop on September 24 as part of Coldplay's upcoming album, Music of the Spheres. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News.